We finished the previous recording a little bit further than here, but I want to connect so we can go to the next one. I remind you that in the nature of attitudes, we have discussed, except the bidirectional relationship between behavior and attitude, the factors that make the attitudes more important, and they facilitate the attitudes to elicit to specific behaviors. And in that framework we discussed the attitude strength, the attitude specificity, the attitude accessibility, that means how quickly it comes to our brain, how reflex it has become. Also, the social context where the attitude is taking place, and last but not least, the ambivalence, how flexible I am to move across attitudes. With this specific example, I want you to remember that this girl here, the little mermaid, didn't mind at all to change her body, her exchange her status as a princess just to be next to the prince. However, if this girl was feeling that it's not okay that I have to change my appearance to be this with this man, and although she was thinking that, although she had that thought, she was behaving like taking the poison, changing the body, becoming a girl and not a mermaid. She would do everything to tune the difference between the thinking that I shouldn't do that, I'm a princess, I shouldn't do that, and her behavior, like taking the poison to become, or the medicine, whatever it's that, to become a girl. In that case, where my attitude and my behavior are not tuned, they are not on par, we are calling about a cognitive thinking dissonance, thinking mistuning. That's cognitive dissonance. That's the explanation of the term cognitive dissonance. It's not tuning, it's not finely tuning the thinking and the acting, what I'm thinking and feeling with my behavior, or vice versa. And therefore we're going to discuss for the next of these things, which is called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is a theory that has been developed by Festinger, where the person is in a situation of surprise, doesn't understand why the thoughts are different to the way that we act, and because people prefer their attitudes and behaviors to be consistent, their intention, this inconsistency between the behavior and the attitudes, makes the person to feel uncomfortable, aroused, stressed, and that's called cognitive dissonance. And because a person, or the little mermaid before, is stressed, they try to relax the stress by trying to find an excuse, to find a reason why they're acting the specific way, which is completely different to the way they're thinking, completely different sometimes to their values. And they lie to themselves. So humans are very good in believing their own lives. It's not a lie if you believe it. It's not a lie. It becomes their belief, their thought, their feeling. I may have a boyfriend who doesn't love me at all, but from the moment I persuade myself that he loves me, that's it. And even my friends are telling me he doesn't love you, he's not there for you when you need him the most, I'm trying to find excuses. I say, but he has done that. However, he has done that. So I'm trying to believe in lies, and I'm believing my own lies. And this is the cognitive dissonance. The cognitive dissonance theory, which has been developed by Festinger, we're going to discuss later Festinger's actual experiment and see how the cognitive dissonance has occurred, is based on this. The person has contradictory cognitions, contradictory thoughts. I'm beautiful. How it comes in this man is not marrying me. This was the cognitive dissonance. This was the cognitive dissonance. The queen, the mother, the stepmother of Snow White had. I'm the most beautiful in the world. The mirror was saying that. Why? People, they don't see that beauty. Or that was the cognitive dissonance the girls had in the Cinderella story. They were also appeared to be or dressed beautiful. Why the prince was not picking them? And because I have contradictory cognitions, I have attention, stress. And I have to, in order to survive, to be feeling well, to be happy with myself, I need to cancel this tension, this arousal. And then I'm changing my attitude to match with my behavior. So I want you to understand that the behavior is different to the thinking. So I'm thinking A and I'm behaving omega. And because I want to cancel the tension, I'm changing my thinking to become omega. Let's see Festinger's own experiment. I think I can have it here. You can always watch it online, or you can always watch it attached to the Nearpod activity or on our website. I don't have time to take it further, and there is no sound, but I would like to show you Festinger. You can click it also here and you can watch it, but let me go quickly to Festinger to show you Festinger. I don't know if I can go there. So Zimbardo is talking about Festinger and says that cognitive dissonance is created when my values and my actions are different. This has happened in 57, and we may change the way we're thinking, or we try to change the thoughts of the others, manipulating them to think what we think. But we need actually to change this tension, and we have to change either our attitude or behavior. This was the original experiment. You can watch it. I have to stop it. And you can watch it in the class. Actually, Festinger was forcing them to do that boring experiment. And he gave them $20 to lie or $1 to lie. That the experiment was very interesting. And what actually happened, those who got the $20, they didn't have any good reason to lie. So, those who got the $1, they didn't have any good reason to lie. So they tried to persuade themselves. They lied to themselves and they said, oh, it's okay. It was a very interesting experiment, especially the girl did that. Those who did have a lot of money, like they got the $20 a note, they had a good reason. $20 was too much back in 57. So they didn't lie, they didn't feel dissonance, they were lying to the others, okay? Their beliefs didn't change, they were still thinking that the experiment was boring. I want you to remember that cognitive dissonance is very, very, very important and happens all the time in our life, all the time. And this is how the people who are trying to sell us stuff, they play. Advertisement is basically based on cognitive dissonance. Even if we are not happy with something we bought, we try, persuade ourselves, and we make it believe. We fake it, and we make it believe. So if, let's say I buy a car, it's not good, I'm pretending that's the best car of the world. I know that other cars are better, but I'm saying, oh no, BMW is not the best. My small, I don't know, what's the cheapest car in the market? My small Mitsubishi is the best one. I like it, it's cheap, I'm finding a lot of excuses, I'm finding justifications. And I want you to understand that the dissonance increases according to how important is the subject to us, and the stronger the dissonant thoughts conflict, and our inability to rationalize and explain this conflict makes us change. Okay, I know that this man I fall in love with, or thinking I fall in love with him, he's a manipulator, he is using me, he's not good. Then I make him a god. I believe he's the best. I know that I have to exercise. I'm old, I can't get up the stairs. I know I have to exercise, and I find excuses. I can't exercise because really my knee hurts. Okay? This is what you really need to understand, and I want you to make your own example of dissonance. And this is a problem, our unpleasant state of tension. I know that smoking cigarettes is unhealthy, and I have this option: stop smoking. However, if I know that smoking is unhealthy and I still smoke cigarettes, I can find a lot of excuses. I can say, oh, there is research, but it's not conclusive. They haven't decided this as yet. Or I smoke light cigarettes. Or I smoke cigarettes that really not having so much nicotine. Or I smoke cigarettes because this way I'm not eating sweets. And I find a lot of excuses. I want you to watch the next video, which is a very nice song, and I want you to watch it if you cannot hear it from this on the website, because I need you to use one of these examples or ideas in case they ask you something on cognitive dissonance. So that's cognitive dissonance. It is justification. And I want you to understand that we're going to discuss this in the class. You can use these as examples. Let's see another example of cognitive dissonance. You're the pacifist and you have punched someone. There is inconsistency. You think that you should be passive, but you became so angry you couldn't control it. This produces tension, as we said. You say to yourself, how could you have done this? I don't believe in violence and all these things. And then what do you say? I'm sorry, he hit me first, I have to defend myself. I'm sorry, I didn't control my temper. So there are ways humans use to reduce this dissonance, and there's specific techniques. And these techniques can be used all the time in all the scenarios. I'm going in the class to use a scenario, and then I want you to practice explaining this dissonance, how people are reducing the dissonance by giving a thought or changing the thinking or modifying the way they're arguing, just to justify, just to find an excuse. I want to diet, I want to lose weight, and I'm on diet all day, but I had a problem and I comfort myself with food and I had a bucket of chocolate mousse. So how I'm changing my attitude to justify. Technique number 1, change my attitude. I say, oh, I can start tomorrow, I don't really need to be on diet every day. Or technique number 2, I can change my behavior or my perception of the behavior. I can say, oh, I didn't eat much, I could have eaten more. Okay, or I just got a little piece, or I'm not going to eat tomorrow. So you're changing your perception. Or you add consonant cognitions. Something that they're tuning very well, thoughts that they're tuning very well, excuses. It's okay, chocolate mousse is full of antioxidants, it's nutritious, not much sugar, not much fat. Or you minimize the importance of the conflict. I don't need actually to lose weight, I'm doing that because it's in fashion, okay? After all, I tried so hard all these days, I can reward myself. So you minimize the importance. Or reduce the choice you perceive. Maria did the mousse, I had to eat it because otherwise I will insult her. Okay? So we can use all of these techniques. I want you to choose one, remember one, and use it in your arguments. Okay? So when this person is doing this, is changing the attitude, and there's the opposite. All the song you saw before, it was a change of attitude, okay, or change of perception. Now, let's go to the next and last part of these slides. The idea is that you will have to answer these questions. All these questions are on the Nearpod. I'm asking the question and you have to type the answers. So all these questions are for previous exams, and I want you to try your best to answer them. This is exam for 2009, it was extended based on 20 marks. That was one of the dot points. We have to do them in the class, or you have to do them as the Nearpod task. Thank you. The next one is going to be the theories on attitude, how attitudes are structured, and the Katz model on functions of attitudes.